Hi, welcome to a new week. A lot of things have happened in the past week, and but among the things that caught my attention is the suicide that happened at the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority Control Tower. It was a gentleman who literally went off on the edge of the building, which is really, really, really tall, because that's where the traffic control happens, and he jumped off to meet his death, and may his soul rest in peace. But this has really stirred up a conversation in my mind, and it just causes me to to ask a lot of questions about mental health, and especially in men in the workspaces. What happens there? Because this is not the first time that this has happened. In October of 2018, there was a gentleman who jumped off of the PwC towers in Westlands. He was a senior manager in the company, and I mean, he had a very good portfolio, but he met his death while at work. And this causes me to wonder, is there any correlation between men, mental health, and the workplace? Because I mean, it cannot be a normal thing that people are committing suicide at this rate. And that's what I want us to explore today. My take is life is hard, life is difficult, and the expectations that are placed on men at the workplace, in the home, and then of course we are a really young nation. We are about 56 years old, and so we are dealing with a very, very, very high rate of modernization and industrialization, and like there's so many changes that are happening. And so I'm just trying to imagine, the more organized and the more developed economies and democracies, what did they look like at 56 years old? And I can assure you that they did not look anything like Kenya looks like right now. We are very developed, and we are very cognizant of things that are happening around us. At democracies like the US, which is about more than 200 years old, you're looking at the Great Britain, which in itself is a colonizer. So I don't even know if they were colonized themselves. The other thing is that we are first, most of us town dwellers, we are first or second generation. So a lot of our parents probably were born and raised in the rural areas, and then they relocated to town centers. And so most of us were born and raised here. And so there's a lot of transitional issues that are happening that have not been addressed. We have not been equipped enough to be able to handle some of these pressures. In the past, we had communal living spaces. There was communal land, and so if you ever wanted to build a home, you simply ask your father to apportion you a place that you can build. But now we have monthly rent, bills to be paid. I mean, life has become so complicated. So my question to you is, what can what can employers do to support their staff members in the workplace? Because is it the supervisors do not allow for certain conversations to happen within the workspace? If I'm going through a situation, a domestic situation, is there someone neutral that I can talk to in the workplace? Remember, it's a place I spend 8 hours, 5 days in a week, so at least 40 hours of my working week are spent in the office space. Is there a framework that's been put in place to support mental health, especially in men? Women somehow will find a way to go to the bathroom together and they'll talk. Hey, Suzy, ulisikia what you heard about Alice? Imagine alisijua alifanyana nini na Johnny. Imagine, like they'll talk. Men, on the other hand, hey Buddha, tukutane madrink, and we never really get to talk about these things. So where could the problem be? What can we do as a society to support our men, especially when it comes to mental health, emotional health, psychological health? let's share some feedback. I want to hear your thoughts about this. Tell us about your experiences in your space of work so that we can see if there's a solution that needs to be arrived at, or is there steps that we need to take to enable us to prosper in this area. So hopefully we'll hear from you. Thank you, and bye bye.